Hello everyone, this is Junaid here from K21 Academy and I welcome you all to this interesting session where we're going to see how you can install Python IDEs on your system. So without any further ado, let me quickly get started. But guys, before we begin, please do consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated on trending technologies. And also if you're looking forward for Python training, please check out the link given in the description box below. So now you might be wondering what does this word IDE means, right? So what is it? Well, IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. So this is basically a piece of software which allows you to write code in an easier and fastest fashion. We have various IDEs for different languages. Like let's say if you're using Java, you have Eclipse, which is one of the popular ones. Similarly, we have for C++, C Sharp, JavaScript, and Python. One of the popular IDEs for Python is gonna be a Pycharm, and apart from that, as we have already installed Anaconda, we can use the Jupyter Notebook. But Jupyter Notebook is not an IDE. So what makes IDE different from the script which we have already installed? Like when I can use command line on Python, why do I need IDE, right? Well, you see, IDE works on the basis of command line. So what I mean to say is, you have a command line which ultimately is used to run the program or the terminal, but on top of that we mask an IDE. IDE gives you set of features like let's say emit, wherein it allows you to automatically finish your code, and it also gives you various suggestions which makes your life a lot easier. So this is it about IDEs. So in this session we are going to see how we can install Pycharm IDE, which is required for if you're trying to get started with Python. So let me quickly get started with that. So in order for you to to install IDE on your system, it's make sure you have a good internet connection and at least 8 GB of RAM on your system. So apart from that, let me quickly go to my web browser here. All right. So once you're here, make sure you type in Pycharm and then hit enter. So whatever is your first link here, that's the link that you need to have. So this would give you access to your JetBrains. So JetBrains is a company which produces a product like Pycharm, IntelliJ, and various others. So if you want to download this, all you need to do is click on download over here. And depending upon what kind of operating system you're using, you can go with Windows, Mac, or any Linux distribution here. Just bear in mind that you don't have to go with the professional one. The community version contains everything that you would require to get started and build good applications. So make sure you click here download, and then there's this exe file which automatically gets downloaded on your system. If you're looking forward to subscribe to the news channel, make sure you can just add your email address and then submit it over here. So depending upon your internet speed, this will take quite some time. So we'll be back once we are done downloading this exe file. Alright guys, so now that we have successfully installed downloaded our exe file, let me quickly open this up. So this would give you a terminal, something like this. So give it a second. Okay, so once you hit the exe file, you'll be presented with this, wherein it gives you this setup. So just like Anaconda, make sure you add up a file, make sure you add all of these to the path, it's important. And then once you hit install, the file gets installed on your system. So like before, I have already installed this on my system, so I won't be reinstalling Anaconda Pycharm on my system. So let me quickly show you how Pycharm would look like once you're done installation of it. Alright, so once you have successfully installed it, so you can just type in Pycharm, you'll be presented with something like this. Okay, and you can give a project name here. So I'm gonna give here K21 Python 02. Okay, so now this would be the name of my project. All right, and now you can choose your new environment, or this you also have other option wherein you can just choose a conda environment. If you remember, we created a conda environment wherein we tried let's say we created a conda environment, right? So let's quickly search for that. So we can just say previously configured interpreter. So conda environment. So here we can find various exe files. So if we go down to C drive, usually we have this in C drive. We have program files, there should definitely be a file here which says anaconda or conda. So this can either be one of your ways, like you can either search for your anaconda file and get that sorted out. So the issue over here is that we are unable to see few of the files, so we should be able to see now. You can either go with program files, or it's usually present here, and then here you should have it somewhere present over here. But for now, what we're going to do is, instead of going with all of this hassle, I would just go with create new environment. It just gives me automatically a new environment, and then we just have to say create. So once you're done with that, you would be presented with page similar to this. Please be patient with this. Okay, so once you're done with this, so as you can see here, we have K21 Python 02, and then we have main.py file. So let me quickly erase this up. Let me write one program for you guys. You can also see here we have Python 3.9, which we had installed. So if I have to just write print and then hello world, which is, and then if you want to run this, all you need to do is just hit run or shift F10. So you would see here we are getting hello world here. So a couple of things here is, if you want to add up a new Python page, it's pretty simple. All you need to do is just have new, and then you have various options, Python file, and whatever you want to add over here. Sometimes you might want to debug your code. You can just do it over here, and then various other options you would find here. All right, so this is it about how you can move around Python, how you can work with Python IDE, specifically with Pycharm. If you're having further interest in learning more about Python, I would definitely recommend you checking out our courses. But before that, you can go ahead with the free course that we provide at K21 Academy, wherein one of our trainers would walk you through the course, or maybe take up a brief session on Python coursework. And if you're interested in that, all you need to do is just get down for k21academy.com/python02. Alright guys, with this we come to the end of our session. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new. If you have any further queries, please do mention them in the comment box below. So guys, before I end this session, there's something that I want to give you guys, right? So before you purchase our course, we would like you to give a trial to our free class. So free class is basically a concise or demo version of our paid courses. I know the courses are it's something like, when you invest money over that, you might not be sure, right, like whether this course belongs to you or not. So this is why we introduce something called as free class over here. So with this free class, what happens is you can register yourself and attend a class for 2 days and see if this course is for you or not. So before I show you how you can register yourself for a free class, let me show you how our learning path of our course would be. So the course over here would be divided into 8 weeks. So in the first week, we would be, dealing with some of the basic concepts like, introduction to Python, objects, and, some basics of it. And then we straight away move down to looping statement. Then we have the oops concept that we deal in the next by third week. Once you come down to the fourth week, you'll be dealing with exception handling, how to deal with errors and various other concepts that goes there. Week 5 and 6, you'll be dealing with generators, and then how to use NumPy and Pandas, Matplotlib, and Plotly. These are some of the libraries that you need when you're trying to start off with data science. Finally, in week 7, you will be introduced to big data. That is, how to use Apache for big data technologies. Finally, in the week 8, we'll be walking you through, how to build your CV, interview preparation, and all of that. I know 7 weeks is like, it's impossible to learn a programming language. But let me tell you something, guys. With our live course, you would be able to see this n number of times. And also, whatever you have achieved in your live class, we have, the recordings of that, so that you can come back and watch it again and again. Apart from this course would be available for you throughout your lifetime, so that it's always there in your hand. So this is a bit about a learning path of a course. So as I've promised earlier that I'm going to show you how you can register yourself for our Python for data science and data engineer. So let me do one thing. Let me quickly go to my browser. So here, let me open Google Chrome. So for this, what you gotta do is you gotta type k21academy.com/python02. So yep, so if I have this and if I hit enter, you will be presented with a screen something like this, wherein it says free live class, and depending upon when you're booking it, so you'll have various classes. Usually we tend to have 3 sessions because we know we have people applying for different areas, like we have different time zones. So you can definitely register yourself here. So then make sure you come here. You will see one dialog box. Apart from that, you'll also see some of the the agenda for that class, like Python and its features, Python objects, and various other things. Over here you'll have some demo session, a free grip for those who are attending it, and a Q&A session with the trainer. So here you can just add up K21, like whatever your name is, and then you can add up like k21@gmail.com, and make sure you give your phone number, but although that is optional, but yeah. And once you hit this, you can just hit register. You will be getting an email address which would have a link of your Zoom. But let's say if you don't want that, if we have this, wherein once you hit register, you will get a Zoom link over here, which you can just join up with this at this particular time or whenever you want, and the agenda for this would be present over here. So you can join a Zoom link by this join the webinar. So this is what it is. So we also have a YouTube channel and a Telegram channel which you can join over here, and this would help you out with if you have any queries about questions or something, one of our trainers would get back to you on that. All right guys, we come to the end of this session. Until next time, goodbye and take care.